Hello, hello. I'm hoping I grab some of your attention with pieces of chocolate. So, I am not a huge chocolate fan, but I hear there's lots of people that do like chocolate. So tonight, we're going to talk a little chocolate. Hopefully you're having a great Wednesday. I'm going to give it just a few minutes here while everyone's getting on. Those of you that follow Stamp It Up News will know that On Stage Live is going on right now in Orlando, and some of my team members are down there having a blast. I decided to sit this one out this year. Hey Margie, hey Julie. And it was, wouldn't you know, we get snow and it's been cold, but I've been working from home, so I haven't had it hasn't been too rough. So now that I have your attention with chocolate, I'm going to show you the treat that we're going to work on tonight. You ready? So these are actually, I found something on Pinterest. You ready? Aren't these cute? So I had found something like this on Pinterest. But the die they were using is retired, and I actually didn't have it. What's it like when you go on those? Oh, Julie, I think I've been to 6 or 7 of them. And yeah, the first convention I went to for Stamp It Up was the 20th anniversary, and that was probably, I feel, those that are going to the 30th, I hope they're just as shocked as I was at the 20th, because at the 20th anniversary, they spoiled us rotten. So I'm hoping the girls are having such a good time down there. But I want to say I've probably been to 6 or 7 of them, mostly in Utah. And then they've had some local events. But this year I decided I wanted to sit it out. And but the girls down there hopefully will be sending us some updates as they see them. But I am working on some holiday treats because I shared with you a couple weeks ago about how I like to have little treats on hand when I go to the bank or when we go out to eat or I go to Starbucks. I like to be able to give a little something, usually between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So like I said, I'd found something on Pinterest, but it wasn't quite right and I didn't have the die. So I came up with my own variation of this, but it turned out cute. So these are little, if you have not tried these, I hear they are absolutely awesome. They're Merci chocolates. I'm going to show you the package. I think I have one back here. And good news right now, these are on sale at Target right now. If you go down their candy aisle, a whole box of these are, I think it was $5.20. Hey, Peggy! And I think, let me look here, 16 you get. So you'd get 8 of the treats that I'm going to show you tonight. So these candies are really good. I'm not a big chocolate fan, but there is one in here that I have. I will tell you, this is one that I'll go for. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yes, it is coffee and cream. So if you look on here, there's actually a layer. It's cream and it tastes like a cold cup of coffee and cream. It's really good. So this one I do eat. So for not being a chocolate lover, this one I can't turn down. But they're called Merci. Let me show that one more time, Julie. So this time of year, there's going to be 3 different boxes. This I'm using, there's usually a red one and a blue background and another one I can't remember. But at Christmas time, they have them out in more quantities, bigger boxes. But this one I got at Target, and like I said, there's 16 pieces in here, and you get a good variety. So if you've got people that are dark chocolate, let's see, pralines and cream, marzipan, hazelnut cream. There's lots of different kinds in here. So you got this. Hey, Brenda. Thanks for joining tonight. Okay, so this is what we're going to make. And I have a couple other ideas with this, but I'm going to show you how this goes together because it's actually very easy and it's just using a punch. And I will post measurements. So if you don't drop them down as I give them, and I'm going to explain a little bit about the punch as I go too. So let's get started. So you're going to need your handy dandy cutter, and I wanted to do a couple of fall versions of this, and we're going to be using this punch, which is in the big catalog. It's very cool because it puts the scallop, let me hold it still here, you get the scallop top, and then you get this hole punch in the middle, okay? So that is in the annual catalog, and I'll show you when we're done too. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with a piece of cardstock, and this one's going to be 1 3/4 wide and 8.5 inches long, which is cool because if you do the measurements, that's the distance of a regular piece of cardstock. So there's very little waste. Okay, so we're gonna start by punching the top. I'll have to go to Target. Well, yeah, and I did look because I think they're on sale till the 10th of November. Okay, so now if you look on here, if you've never used this punch, and I know I tell a lot of you to use your punches upside down so you can see what you're punching. On this one, I don't, and I'll explain why. Because if you look on here, I cut it just a little bit more narrow than here. So I want to make sure that it's going all the way up till it stops, but I want to make sure I have equal distance on each side because I want my scallop to be in the center. Okay? So we're going to start, and it gives us this cute little punch on top. All right? So then we're going to start to score. I'm going to move this up here so you can see a little bit if you're following along. So I'm watching my notes too, so bear with me. So the first scoring we're going to do at 3 7/8. And those of you, if you're not measurement inclined, we're going to have a little lesson here. So if you look on 3, let's go 3.5. So your 1/8 are going to be between your even and your 1/4 inch. Okay? So 3 7/8 is going to be right before the 4, 2 ticks before the 4, like I tell my husband when we're measuring wood, right? 2 ticks. Okay, so that's going to be the first one. And then the second one's going to be 4 1/4, and I'm using the top of what I punched. So I'm going to do 4 1/4. Okay, and then 6 1/4, which will be right up to the edge here. Now, you're going to have quite a bit of extra up here. I'm going to cut because if you notice on my stand, you can't see it on this one, but I'm going to fold it over to the top, and you can either score it, and I'm going to show you why. Here, let me cut here so you can see. Depends on how you're going to decorate the front, because you only need enough to either fold over in the front and you can punch it again so you can have that pretty label in front and the scalloped edges, or you can leave it plain. So what you're going to do is just fold everywhere that you just scored. Okay, and then this one's going to come forward. You'll see here in a minute. So it's kind of like a matchbook, but you got that front fold over. So now if you really wanted to cheat and you didn't want to do a lot of decorating on the front, we could put this in again. So that's the front. I'm going to show you here in a minute, but let me get this lined up so I get it right. So if I really wanted to get away with the decorating, you could have it so it was punched here. Okay, so fold, fold, and then fold in front. Okay, so that's the start of the pocket. So now to make the actual box, we need one more piece. So just bear with me here. So this one is going to be 3 3/4 inches wide and 1 3/4 inches. Did I say that long? How about we do it like this? 1 3/4 inches wide, and this is going to be 3 3/4 long. Okay, so now we're going to score at 1/2 inch. Get that scoring. Do you know how many times I cut that off using the wrong blade? Oh, okay, so this one's going to be 1/2 inch, and then we're going to do 7/8, so we're moving it just a little bit. And 2 3/4. Oops, sorry, 2 5/8. Looking at the wrong note here. Like I said, I couldn't find directions, so I had to make these up on my own. So let's see, 2 whoopsie. Did I do that right? 2 5/8. Yep, I can't even read my own handwriting. Isn't that horrible? And then 3 inches. Okay. Now we're done with the cutter, so I'm gonna move that. Okay, so now if you look on here, you'll see you got your score lines. We're gonna fold because we're gonna make kind of a box to hold it all together. Kind of like so, okay? So now I'm gonna take this piece I'm going to open this back up. I'm going to grab some snail here. The only place you need to put the adhesive is going to be right on the edge on either side, and I'll show you here in a minute. Okay, so if you see that, so I've only got the adhesive on this side. So you're going to take this, all right, and you're going to line it up. Hopefully you guys can see this. So once you see it put together, then you'll kind of see where we're going. So that's on this side, and I'm just lining it up with the score mark over here. So now I'm going to bring this back. Okay. All right, look at there. See, there's your pocket. All right, and then the rest of it is pulling this up and folding this down. So then your candy goes right into there. Okay, so the rest of it is going to be, I'm gonna grab tape since I didn't put, I could have put adhesive there, but it's really hard to push that snail. So let me grab just a couple pieces of tape so I can finish this. It's really, it's easier. I know sometimes you're like, how do you come up with that? And it's more just sitting and going, okay, how big of candy do I want to put in there? And it's just starting with an idea and just playing. I'm not a mathematician by any means. All right, let me see if I can pick this paper off. No, let me grab my snips. I just got my nails done this week, and they talked me into that new powder dip, and they are like rock hard. I've never had, if anyone's had them, they are really thick. I don't know if I'm a fan, because these are my real nails, but they feel odd. I tried it on a whim. I usually just get a regular manicure, but she got me. Okay, tape. Ready? I'm are you listening to Def Leppard? Guilty. Can you hear it in the background? I have Pandora playing. It helps me concentrate. Def Leppard's always good for the soul. Okay, isn't that cute? So then it's big enough to put 2 of these chocolates in. Now, the first example I showed you, now this is where I want to show you where you can kind of experiment with sizes, because if you find that different candies, so if you notice this one was wider than the one that I just did. And what happened, this was the very first one I made, and I made it as big as my punch, meaning I measured the width here and it was 2 inches, okay? But what I found is it moves around. There's a little bit too much of a gap, and I didn't care for that, so that's why I made it just a little bit smaller. Can you see the difference? But it's all, to me, it's just finding the candy that you want to stick in there. I was hoping that I could have made it just a little bit wider, but unfortunately you can't go any wider than the 2 inches that the punch has, unless you can find maybe a framelit. A circle framelit would do the same thing. Okay, you want to see another example? Because these are cute. I didn't even show you my favorite. I'll show my favorite last. So here's another Christmas one. And of course I had to use the new snowflakes that we got. So this is one of the snowflakes that come in that snowflake bundle that was just released on November 1st. And then these actually came in there too. So I did it out of gold paper. And then I wanted just a little bit of a center, so I colored this with one of my blends. And then this is just plain washi tape. Could the DSP? Yes, you could use DSP on here. I start with cardstock on because I like they're beefier, a little bit beefier. So, and when I'm carrying them in my purse, I want to make sure that they stay together. But this one too, I just added a little bit of washi tape on the bottom. Okay. So now my favorite one, of course, it's fall. Yes, look at the fall one. So this one, I, again, did it with DSP. So as you see, I cheated and put DSP all around it instead of leaving that punch on the front. But these are just, they're easy. And how cute is that? Now, I wanted to show you this too, because a lot of times I ask people that, you know, I want more punches or I want framelits to fit phrases. Okay. So I'm going to show you a trick. So this one, we have this die, and I know I've showed this already before. We have this die set that you can get 16 tags out of in the holiday catalog. And I don't think it's getting fair play because they are small. Don't get me wrong, they are very small, but I love tiny things. So these actually have matching stamp set. Okay, so these are the tags that you can get to match it. And what I like about it is once you stamp this out, you can cut them all out at once. Okay, so that's great for the holidays, but sometimes I don't want them for a holiday because, you know, you want to do it with other tags. So what I did is I punched a whole bunch just out of paper. I didn't stamp them, of course. Oh, he's stuck in there. I have a couple I was playing with here. Bear with me. Isn't the gingerbread cute? Look at him. Tiny, tiny little gingerbread man. Is cute. But when you make these small ones, then you can find any stamp that you have. You've got the cutest little tags. So the tag that I used, let me see if I can find a version of him in here. Some of them have right on the edge. Let me see here. What did he look like? So like on this one, if I didn't want this or I want the hole to be gone, I can cut them. That's not what I'm looking for here though. Oh, here he is. Okay. Sorry, let me pick it up here. All right. So this one was the one that I used on the project. And so what I did was just cut off the hole that came with it. So you just kind of lop that off because sometimes you don't want, you don't want to hang it off of something. And it's just cutting off this. And then I will take my sanding block and just kind of smooth it out a little bit. And what's nice is you've got, see, all the rounded edges are already there for you. And then you've got a nice little frame to put something on. So that's all it took was a little hello friend. Okay. Cool. Cool project. I am going to write down the measurements for you. So if you want to do these, I would love to see what you come up with. But I will be making these and having them in my purse ready to go for the holidays. So I think those are all that I have tonight. If you haven't seen this in the holiday catalog, I want to show you. If some of you have not heard, some of the items in this little bad boy are already sold out. Yes, there are items in here that are already gone. And I know one of them that, let me look here. I had just had class and told everyone the bad news, the Joyous Noel DSP. This is already sold out. So if you have stuff in this catalog, do not wait. My prediction for the next one that's getting dangerously close to being done is our beloved trees. So not the stamp set, but the framelit. We are on our second back order, and I know the last time I checked, we had already depleted over half of what's already on the way to the warehouse. So if this is on your wish list, please do not wait. These are going to go quick, and I do not think they're going to make it till the end of December. So stamp sets are a little different because Stamp It Up actually makes their own stamp sets. So stamp sets you should be okay with, but let me find, hang tight here, because these little cuties are in here. Did I go too far? I know when we first got the catalog, bear with me here, I went by these and somebody showed a cute idea with them. And I had to go back because I'm like, what? Where did those tags come from? Let's see here. There they are. Okay. So this is the tags that I'm talking about that come with matching framelits. So here's the stamp set, and it's showing at true size. And then the framelits are on here. So even if you aren't keen on the tags themselves, the stamps, I highly encourage you to get the framelits because those are tags that you can use for everything. You can put them on cards. You can put them on gifts. They're really good size. I like them because they just add that little piece when you're looking for something. And then this is the tape that I used on both of the examples that I had today. They've got good copper in there. Some copper stars, which was on here. This was the washi tape. Aren't they cute? And then the other one was this one, striped copper. Sorry, I got really close. So there you go. Cute little project. I'm hoping next week I will have another one for you, but for now, thank you for tuning in. And remember, if you want to order, if you use the hostess code, you always get a free gift from me. And those of you that shared from Saturday's Facebook Live, yes, you know who you are. You are getting a goodie in the mail. I'm getting those ready tonight to go out. So thank you for sharing with that. And hopefully we'll be back next week on Wednesday, and have a great rest of your evening. Thanks for tuning in.